After nearly 4 years as the first woman to lead the U.S. Central Bank, Janet Yellen has distinguished herself as a steady, stable steward of the U.S. economy, says Tom Berkeley at Reuters Breaking Views.
Well, for most of the past 8 years, the Fed has been the main economic policy maker in Washington, and it's worked out relatively well. I mean, growth has not been spectacular, but it's been steady.
But with Yellen's term expiring in February, other candidates under consideration include Fed Governor Jerome Powell, a Republican appointee seen as a safe choice because he shares similar views to Yellen. There's also Stanford economist John Taylor and former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, both believed to be more aggressive or hawkish when it comes to raising interest rates. The other is White House economic advisor and former investment banker Gary Cohn. Regardless of the pick, the next Fed chief is unlikely to make waves, says Ryan Sweet at Moody's Analytics.
If they come in and start signaling that they're going to be more aggressive on raising interest rates, first that would undermine growth and anchor inflation below the Fed's 2% target. But it's also going to rattle financial markets, and that would be disruptive to the economy as well.
But with the economic expansion now the third longest in U.S. history, some economists believe the next Fed chief could preside over the next recession.
In each of the past 2 recessions, the Fed has lowered the Fed funds rate by at least 500 basis points. So if we're starting at 300 basis points, that doesn't give the Fed a lot of room to cut interest rates.
While the Fed still has a few tools in its arsenal if a recession were to hit, some say another issue for the U.S. Central Bank is maintaining its independence in the age of Trump.
Because that's really a key part of having effective monetary policy, is having them have enough separation from both the administration as well as Congress to be able to focus on long-run economic goals, not on short-term government funding needs.
A second 4-year term for Yellen has not been ruled out. President Trump is expected to make his choice known before he leaves for Asia November 3rd. Mil Arcega for VOA News, Washington.